Godspeed Fabrication in Auburn, Washington. On today's episode, we check out the second annual Rebel Riot in Tacoma, Washington. Co-founded by Allison Lazar, this event includes a full day of bands, a pinup contest, and a large car show. Rebel Riot has replaced the long-running Hot Rod-A-Rama as the custom culture event in Tacoma. So sit back, hang on, and get ready for Go-Kustom TV.
Hi, my name's Allison Lazar. I am the co-founder and promoter for RebelRiot.com. We are out here in the Tacoma neighborhood of the Dome District. We are right down the way from the Dome and right down the way from the new LeMay Car Museum. This is our second year. We kind of took it on from what was a huge success of Hot Rod-A-Rama for about 10 years. And those guys pretty much handed it over saying, run with it if you can. We changed up the name a little bit, but we still get the same kind of crowd. So it's really exciting. We really wanted to promote Tacoma and fill that void after they let go. And I feel like Tacoma, it's bustling with a lot of small business. It's bustling with a bunch of artists and this thriving community that we really want to highlight here. A lot of enthusiasts, a lot of hobbyists here, and you'll see that with all of the pinstriping, with all of our vendors. We have 24 vendors today, and all of them are from the local community.
Hi, I'm Robbie Davis. This is my 39 Willys old gassers from the 60s. I found it in a barn. I had to go through all the drivetrain, floorboards, all that stuff, but the paint is original from 1962 Earl Scheib from the doors back. I repainted the nose. It was raced by Erwin von Hallmeyer from 62 to 66. It was a track champion at Woodburn, McMinnville. I have over 120 trophies, video of it racing. I got to know Erwin the last 5 years of his life. Kind of took care of him and got a ton of history on it. I've been working on it for probably 7 years. And I just got it going this year and plan on racing it a lot.
What's the engine in? That's the original engine that came in?
No, I put a stroke small block in it, 538s with a 4-speed. It originally ran a flathead. It ran a 1270 in the quarter with a flathead. Bing Speed Shop did the motor. I tried to leave as much as I could of the original stuff, the rear firewall. I had to do the floor pans in it and the stuff like that, and like the paint as much as I could save of it, and original decals. The old the lady's face on the side, the story on that is he won so many races because he was just too hard to beat that they would boo him, so he had a middle finger put up there and the track made him take it off, and his sign guy just went ahead and did that, and that's kind of the story behind that lady's face on the side everybody asked about.
What's the best ET on this car?
7 flat in 8. It's not sticking out of the hole because of the outlaw tracks, but in second and third it pulls the wheels, so it's pretty healthy for what it is. Drives great too. I plan on having a lot of fun with it.
My name's Jerry. This is my 40 Ford. It's got Mercedes headlights. Suicide doors, air ride.
All four corners?
All four corners.
And the engine?
350.
350 Chevy?
Yeah. Built it from junk.
Hi, my name is Casey Cates, and this is my 1941 Rat Rod. Started off, my dad gave me a truck back in the 70s, bought it for $75. I joined the Army, come back, barn fell down, what was leftovers, what I made out of it. You know, got $1,700 in it, runs, drives great. It's a 350 with turbo 400. The headlight bezels, I made the headlight bezels. I got some other chain modifications I did also on it. Back bumper I found up by Wilkeson up there. Big 200 series chain, $4 score. Interior, guy followed me home, gave me a Blazer seat for it. Put a back seat of a Blazer in there, and it's got some Mexican blankets on it. Just a Hammerite Rust-Oleum paint inside. The frame? Oh, the frame is from the A-pillar back, but right before the doors back, is a 64 Chevy truck with coil springs off a Jeep in the back to make it ride smoother because I shortened it a foot and a half. Front end is out of 41 truck, spring behind, like a Model A style. I made my own hairpins. It ain't raining, I'm driving it. You know, the law here in Washington is I got 21 minutes when it starts raining to get home, and I'm 30 minutes from work, so either one way or the other, I'm within 20 minutes.
This is Hauser Riley, and you're watching Go-Kustom TV.
All right, my name is William Rakes, and this is my 37 Chrysler Coupe. I wanted something almost over the top, a little bit almost a cartoon, a caricature of itself, and I think it's pretty damn close to it. It's all Mopar powered. Went and picked up a roller in Oregon for $1,500. Came home, did engine, tranny, rear end, tires, wheels, the whole thing. It was a rolling shell for $1,500. Paint itself, every bit of paint on the car is originally old paint, and I added all anything that's race car-ish on the car, me and my son painted, and then weathered to make it match so it all blends in. All the blue and all the multiple layers of paint are all the way I got it. Original 5 layers of paint from 37. And it took 2.5 years, but it's pretty together now.
My name's Ace Bakes. I customize these RC cars. Everything's done with spray paint. There's no airbrushing, no nothing, no special nozzles. I tint all the windows with real car tint. You know, like the main things I do is like the painting, and I'll do like other customizing. You know, like I'll take into Revell makes 1/6 scale models, and I'll actually replace the original like plated engine. The engine compartments are so cheaply made, like the exhaust manifolds come out of the middle of the valve covers, you know, and it's just really cheesy, you know, and I try to make them kind of over the top and make them as realistic looking as possible, you know. You got airbags on it, you know, and people just freak out, you know. There's the 54 Chevy, a 36 Ford Coupe, and then a 41 Willys, the 3 main cars I do, they're all in 1/6 scale. That's about it, man. Very cool.
That's cool, man.
My name is John Coates. This is a 67 Dodge Charger. I owned it about 15 or 16 years. It's got a 383, 4-barrel, automatic, air conditioned. All the numbers match. The only thing that's any different on the car would be the wheels are just an updated version of the original type of wheels. It's got red wall tires. It is the original color. It's metallic green, and other than that, it has no problems. It's good when I got it. Just polish it up and wax the car, and there you go, done deal.
And interior-wise, original interior?
Original interior, yep. And so the seats fold down, and the back panel folds down into the trunk, so it's like a miniature station wagon. And so it's put away in a garage under a cover and comes out to car shows.
You drive it a lot, or?
Not too much, 1,000 miles a year maybe. Pretty much, it's perfect. Starts up, runs great. Yeah, it's a nice color.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Going on, man? It's Will from Cam Winders, one of the founding members. Been in the club for 12 years. We refounded the club 12 years ago. It's my 1953 Chevy, model 1269. It's Canadian. So basically it's an American version, be a 210. It's got a 235 in it, last year Babbitt bearing. Can't go over 50, but gets great gas mileage. It's my daily driver. Put on a great show every year. Cam Winders a go-go. It's always the third weekend of July. That's it right now.
Hi, my name's Mark Mopar. Got a 47 Dodge truck. Put a Toyota Tacoma front clip in it, lowered it 6 inches. Used a 360 out of a Dodge motorhome. It's been lots of fun, lots of swearing, lots of bloody knuckles.
How about the body stuff? Do you do a lot of work, or did it already come like that? It's pretty straight.
It was just like that when I got it. I'm gonna pretty much leave it alone, make it look like an old farm truck. You know, nice old patina.
What's your plans for it?
Just to drive it as much as I can. Yeah, I got a long ways to go, but it's getting there, and right now it's drivable, so that's all that matters.
All right, well, thank you, bud.
All right.
All right, let's bring out our lucky 13 girls, all of our pinup girls for the Rebel Riot 2000 Pinup Contest. Please join us on the stage.
My name's Mike Thompson. It's my 32 Ford 3-window coupe. Car came out of Georgia. It originally raced from 1957 to 67. I traded a 5-window 32 Ford for it and some cash. The car sat in a barn. That's where I got it from. Basically built the car in 3 months, trying to get it the way it was back in, mid 60s or whatnot. Tracked down the original owner, got a little bit of information on it. Robbie and he took the 39 down, I took the 32 down. We went down to Eaglefield, outside of Fresno, California, to race. And that was our goal, was to get this car done in 3 months, take it down there and run it. The first time I had driven the car was down there on the track, running the 8th mile, and it's been a lot of fun since. Basically, it's just an old traditional gasser-built car that's been around a long time. And the nice thing, it's been preserved. Obviously, in the chicken coop where it's at, it didn't get wet. The body's real nice. There's not a lot of rust. In fact, there's no rust. I put quarters in it. That was the only spot that was soft, but other than that, it's a pretty solid car. I put the 401 nailhead Buick motor in it. It had 3 prior owners. To me, in '57, the guy ran 2 Pontiac motors. Then in the mid-'60s, the guy ran a 413 wedge motor in it. That's why it says Dodge on the side of the hood there. And the last guy ran a big Ford in it. So I basically had the 401 nailhead for it, and that's, I was trying to do it on the cheap side. Obviously, I'm in the car quite a bit, so I was using what parts I had laying around, knowing that the car needed the right traditional period stuff, to make it, represent that era in which that car is. Definitely 50s fabrication, which can be awfully crude at times. They use a lot of gas welder, they just use what they have laying around. A lot of it's crude, but I tell you, when I ran the car down there, people were like, man, you're gonna run on that front end, you're gonna do this. And it's like, this car had 3 owners back in the 50s, early 60s, ran the piss out of it, and the car never wrecked, obviously, and nothing's ever broke. So I felt extremely confident to go out there and race hell with the car, and I did. The car, I've got a picture of it in '57, it was all gloss black. It was a pretty good looking car. I don't know that I'm gonna go to that extreme. I've had people, and it's true, I'm into the traditional stuff, and people are like, man, you just can't create that. And that's absolutely correct with a car like that. A lot of guys are trying to create that, but I can see right through that. I want a car that represents a time period and just bleeds history, and this car does. I'd definitely like to spend more time doing research and finding old photos of the car. I know they're out there in the Georgia area. It just takes time, man. It's got a 4-speed in it, 66 Chevelle 4-speed that Robbie had. I just stole it off his bench. The 57 Olds rear end I had. The car had a 9-inch Ford under it, and it was missing the 3rd member and all the brakes, and I had the Olds rear end there, so we just stuffed it into the car and called it good. So had to build floors for it. Basically, you just clean it up, throw a bunch of new stuff at it. Old stuff, but new. The wheels and tires are, early magnesium stuff, and that stuff costs a lot of money. But you can't shortchange a car like that. A lot of guys would put the new stuff on, and you just can't do that. You gotta step up to the plate and put the right stuff on the car. Mike Thompson. This is my other car, 1940 Ford pickup. I've had this truck for 25 years. My dad and I put it together, built it when I was 15 years old. Most of the parts on this truck are all parts that were given to me when I was a kid. 15 to 18, going through high school, obviously no money. So just about every piece on this truck was donated from friends of his and work from him and myself. And that's honestly why I still have it, with the small block Chev 350 tranny. Chevrolet rear end, again, I was 15, growing up in the 80s, so recently I threw a bunch of white at it. I love white walls, I love the tradition. I wanted to change the truck up a little bit, and I did that probably 2 years ago. So it's got the stock axle under it, it's got a reverse eye main leaf, and we took two leaves out of the spring, and the truck sits pretty good. That's really why it stayed traditional, because of the lack of money to try to compete with a lot of those street rods of that time. As far as the color goes, it's a 1987 Corvette color. Back then, everyone was painting things red. I mean, every street rod was red or some nasty color, and I just happened to choose this, and man, I heard all the time, what'd you paint that car that color for? Why isn't it red? Why isn't it that? And probably 5 years ago, this color has become so hot, and you're seeing it on a lot of cars now, and it's, you know, a lot of guys look at this truck and they're like, man, you just painted that. And it's like, no, this truck's been painted since 1990. You know, have an addiction like a lot of us car guys, but this is the one car that will not leave me.
My name is Gary Estes. I live in Issaquah, Washington. This guy down here is my sidekick, Hank. He loves this old truck. And this old truck is a 1941 Chevrolet. It started life as a 1.5-ton farm truck. I bought it out of Spokane about 3 years ago. We've got it on a 93 Isuzu Trooper chassis, which is an SUV chassis. It started life as a 4-wheel drive. We cut the front differential out, left all the suspension, brakes, drivetrain in it. The engine's a 350 Chevy, turbo 350 automatic transmission. And if you look out back of this thing, it's got 6 wheels. The very rear axle is a boat trailer axle that I cut 27 inches out of and attached it to the rear of the frame. It's got Honda bucket seats, which makes it very comfortable. It has disc brakes, which is power disc brakes, tilt steering wheel, locking column, power steering, and it makes for a nice cruiser. I drive it every chance I get.
How you doing? My name's Dave Ramsey. This is my wife Kayla. This is our 31 Pontiac 5-window coupe. It's got a 396 bored to a 402. It's just a really cool rat rod tire fryer. It's a 2x5 custom chassis. It's got a Mustang 2 front suspension. It's got an Art Morrison ladder bar coilover rear end, turbo 350 with a 3200 stall, and that's about it.